Welcome to the Pink Dress Effect podcast. It's Shannon
and Ken.
We are here today to talk about age ain't nothing but a number.
That's all it is.
and I agree, and I think a lot of it we're going to probably talk mostly about relationships or whatever with men or men with women and women with men or whatever. But it's funny because really what sparked this conversation, it hasn't been in the news as much in the last little bit.
Yeah, we're a little behind.
We're a little behind.
But we still wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, because I think it's important with the Shannon Sharp and his little 19-year-old OnlyFans girl. And then Bill Belichick is 73 and his girlfriend's 24, Jordan. And, you look at them, I'm being ugly and I'm judging and I don't even care. But, Bill Belichick and the girl Jordan or whatever, she's beautiful. He's, my dad's age. Ew. No offense, but ew. Ew. I mean, I'm not saying I could be her. I could almost be her mother, probably. I could be her mother. Because my son is going to be 22 on Tuesday. And guess what?
They might have it might be the greatest love story
You
of
know
all
what?
time.
It might be, but guess what? They're probably using each other. He wants a beautiful woman on his arm and she wants money. I mean, it's like the tale as old as time, right?
It is. And really, look, there's nothing wrong with that.
Look. I mean, I'm seeing someone 7 years younger than me. I know.
Look at you. What I said,
I get all glowy, don't I?
Oh,
look,
they have now,
Did my
Shannon.
eyes light up?
No, they didn't. But I was gonna call you a cougar, but you're not a cougar.
Why?
Listen,
why?
There's this viral reel going around, and so they've broken it down to age categories.
Oh, okay.
To
I'm
describe,
interested.
Women.
Okay, so what am I?
So if you're 28 to 34, you're an auntie. So you hear people say that you're an auntie.
Wait a minute. So if I'm that age and I'm dating an older man?
No, they're just describing this. I think it's just single women.
Okay, so that's an auntie.
But it's 28 to 34 is an auntie.
I can't imagine.
35 to 41 is a cougar. So you're not a cougar. You have exceeded.
Ew.
Cougar.
So what is this, better?
No.
Oh, it's worse?
42 to 45, you are a cougar auntie.
Oh, geez. A cougar auntie.
And okay. No,
oh, God.
This is our category.
Okay, this is our category.
46 plus, you're a Thundercat.
Oh, I kind of like that. Thundercat. Isn't that better than a cougar? That sounds better, doesn't it?
It sounds powerful.
It sounds look, don't mess
ferocious.
with me. It's like, well, and I mean, look, Kim and I, we get it all the time. People think we're a lot younger than what we are. We do. We get it all the time, which is a compliment, and it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And not that I'm in denial or anything, but I probably don't feel my age or whatever.
Yeah, I don't feel my age
I
either.
mean, and it's not like I'm trying to dress. I just dress like I dress. You take care of myself, whatever. And genetics, right?
Yeah.
Genes. I got good genes, whatever. But I mean, I don't think when I started seeing this person, I mean, honestly, I mean, he'll probably laugh, but I thought he might be younger, but not 7 years.
Yeah.
No, I never thought he was that much younger than me. But I don't think it matters. I mean,
he's just a baby.
He's just a baby. Yeah. He's just going to love that. No, but I don't know. I mean, I don't ever think of him being younger than me.
Yeah.
I don't know that he thinks of me being older. I don't know. I have to ask him because occasionally, he'll make a reference to my age, and I'll be like, hey, whatever. But I don't think.
I don't know. I think it's you've talked before about what is that attraction there? Because more and more younger men are dating older women.
They are a lot, and I've got some facts here. Look. But before we go into that, I do want to with the Shannon, the Bill Belichick Jordan thing.
Yes,
I mean, like I said, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's rich, and so I mean, I guess there is appeal. Let me go get a rich man, and I can get everything. I mean, she's buying up mansions and houses. I mean, she don't even have a job. I mean, well, now she does, I guess.
She's working hard for those mansions.
I mean, I think they met on an airplane or something. Now, word has it, I don't know. I mean, look, I don't want to start rumors, but it was already on there. But that she was an escort or something, and then that's.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
I had heard that a couple times on some websites, but I don't want to put her. Like, and she was already doing that with somebody. Allegedly, and then met him on an airplane. I mean, come on. I mean, like, look, she was walking in a game one time. Look, coat all down like a 19-year-old. I mean, it was like a little girl pouting behind her man.
Well, she's not that far from a 19-year-old.
Well, it just looked, I don't know. I mean, look, if he's happy, look, at the end of the day, if you're happy, you know, I shouldn't be talking like that.
Do
but
what you want to do.
it just looks odd. Like,
and that has been, like you said, that is age old.
It's always been
women,
okay that men do it, even though people are kind of like, ew, that's a little creepy. Like, what would you see in that old man? People have said that, but it's all the time. But women being older, dating younger men, right? So, but before we get in that, Shannon Sharp, right?
Yeah.
So that was in the news or whatever with this only fans or whatever, which, I mean, you're paying people like to, you know, watching sex and all this other stuff. Ew, but whatever. Questionable choices, exactly. I mean, to each his own. He's got the money. He wants to do it.
And there's consequences for questionable choices.
But she made some, I mean, they've got video recording of her, you know, to put a baby in her and all this kind of crazy stuff. And you're like, you would think that a man that has all that money and power, a woman just told you she wants to have your baby. Hello, a 19-year-old who probably has no money. I mean, oldie fans. She might be making some money. I don't know.
She has a whole lot
She
of
might
money.
have more money than I have. But the point is that she told you, and you still went and saw her again. Are you dumb? Like, right? And so now there's this whole thing going on, and then, you know, and all that. Now he's had to, you know, step back from his job and all that stuff. And a lot of people are like, Disney's not going to have him back. You know what I mean? And this is the second time in the fall he had some, I don't know, Facebook Live or Instagram Live. Well, he was in relations. Like, it's like, come on, let's get sloppier, right? I mean, Jesus, Lord, you know?
But you know what? Look, I think it comes down to the male ego.
Why do you got to pay for it, though? Like, geez, there's plenty of women. Well, he's not that cute. I'm sorry. I had someone refer to him as he was just this nice-looking man, and I looked at him. A man said this, and I was like, you think he's a nice-looking man? I don't think. I mean,
well, men judge differently, maybe. So it's
maybe because he has money,
and his power.
Well, the money's attractive, but yeah, okay, you can take me on trips and. But ew, like ew. But
you know, his ego. So I mean, just being with younger women maybe builds up his ego and makes him feel good about himself. Doesn't matter whether he pays for it or not.
Because he's getting older, so he's like, oh well, I can get these women, whatever. Well, you're getting them because you got money. Do they want you as a person?
Yeah.
And I think that's what people get so like how lonely, right? I mean, there's people I know that have a lot of money. Girls. You're going to be 65 and lonely, and you're not even going to have anybody to love, like, right?
Well, you know what they say? The men in the nursing homes, they end up, they don't have anybody visiting them.
How sad to me, right? Yeah. So maybe it's ego-driven. I don't know, but, well, guess what? It's getting ready to be in your pocketbook driven because, I mean, it's crazy just listening to the recorded. I mean, it sounded, I don't know if it was a setup. I don't know. You listened to it.
Yeah.
It kind of, I don't know. Who knows?
Well, you know, I mean, look. Play with fire.
Well, right. And so that's where we got, like, we were talking about the age gap, right? Different. It's like, I mean, there's been, you know, both of those situations. People are like, ew. I mean, at the end of the day, right? And so I did a little research and, you know, I mean, obviously it's just people online. So, you know, whatever. But yeah. So why do you think men like younger women? I mean, why do you think that? I mean, like you do. And then I'll say what
I think it's the maturity. You know,
Wait, the men think men like younger women. So the men
that they like younger women.
Why do you think that there's men that they only want to go out with younger women?
I think it's their ego.
Do you think it's control too? I mean, like I feel like a woman like our age,
you can't control.
We might be like, I'm not doing that, or we might be more opinionated or more grounded in who we are. So if we think they're being nuts or crazy, we're not going to let them.
You're not the boss of me.
Exactly. And we're not going to put up with the same bull. We're not. We're going to be like, okay, you do what you got to do. Go, bye. Like, I mean, I'm not saying we don't have emotions and feelings and stuff. Of course we do, but I don't know that we're going to put up as much. As someone young, right?
We have greater confidence, you know, that you gain confidence through the years, you know, with life experience.
So then I read younger men, these are some younger men said why they like to date older women. Older women, more respectful, more easygoing, not as uptight. They know what they want. Aren't after his money. They actually want to please their man. in a lot of ways. It's not saying younger women don't, but as a whole, and I read that multiple times, it's not about their money. They have their own money.
Right.
They're in it because they like you. They want you. They don't want what you can bring to them.
And you're not playing games.
There's no games. They're easygoings. And they like the sex because people are a little bit more experienced, and that was something. And then men talking about with the younger women, some of those. They say a lot of the younger women tend to play childish games.
Yeah.
Everything's a game. Well, they're not going to do this. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Or like transactional. You do for me, I do for you. Yeah.
Now, older men, I also did read too, right? With the younger women, they desire admiration. And a younger woman is going to admire that man a little bit more maybe than an older woman.
Yeah.
And then the sense of control, maybe feel young at heart because they're with someone who's younger.
Those are all very viable reasons.
Older women can, less uptight, fewer hang-ups, less body image issues. I thought that was interesting because look, all women, I don't care what size you are, you got stretch marks, you got cellulite, whatever, but I mean, I know that I'm more confident in my body. When I was younger, I'd be like, oh my God, but now you're just like, whatever.
I think the older you get, the more you just realize that there's always going to be outliers. There's going to be men who are very particular, and they want you to be perfect. But most men don't care about half of the things that women care about. And you just come to understand that as you get older. And you're just like, they don't even care.
Yeah. But the reality is that nobody is perfect, right?
Yeah, nobody is perfect. But there are some men out there who just want,
they
perfection.
want what they want.
Yeah.
And then some of the men, that want the younger, they want to relive their youth, like these older men. And they get an ego boost, like you were saying, their ego, but
their ego is a powerful thing.
Yeah, but I feel like women can be beautiful at any age, just like men can be attractive at any age. So why limit it to age? I know they say too, right, with men, a lot of times women will date even a couple years older, right? Because men take longer to mature. So you have that age gap, right? That younger. What is the thrill? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. What do you mean? Say that again.
So as you're growing up, even they say that, boys mature.
Yes.
Beyond women or girls. And so, a lot of times, most of my friends, their husbands are 2 to 4 years older than them.
Yes.
By just default.
Yes.
Not that they went looking for it. It just happened that way. And I don't know if it's because they were younger when they got together. Was it a maturity
thing? When
you're
younger, you think, yes, you want the older guy because you think they're more mature. But however, they're not always. They haven't got to the age yet where they've gained that maturity because you're both young.
So do you think there's still a gap when you're like our age and the men are younger?
I still do.
And do you think that's the thrill? I don't know. I don't know. In my particular case, I don't know that it's a thrill. I don't know. I don't think about his age. I didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's probably because you have a youthful attitude towards life. And so you don't think about the age because you're just out here living your life and being you.
But maybe because
maybe he's attracted to that.
I don't know. I should ask him, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. But I don't think a man is going to want to be with an older woman. Well, they obviously have to be attracted to you. But if maybe you looked your age, or maybe it wouldn't matter. Maybe they wouldn't care.
I think. No, I don't. That might be the initial attraction. I think men are very visual. And so, yes, if you look attractive, but I don't necessarily know that you have to look your age. You might look your age, but still be attractive. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. But when you see that obvious, I don't think in my situation, he'll probably laugh at this.
Well, look at Cher. Cher.
Isn't she with like a 20-something? That's weird. She's got so much.
Okay, Shannon, so now why? Look, okay, so.
Why is that weird? Because she just got so much. Look, and I'm not opposed to getting stuff done, but that's just a little too. She's like my mother's age. Look, you do you, girl. But
yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe she's getting her ego stroked too.
Maybe it's like that when you're 70-something years, when you're with a 20-year-old. I mean, that's weird. I mean, I have a
Yeah.
20-year-old, so I couldn't even imagine.
I couldn't imagine what the attraction was. If you're looking
Would you have
for
anything in common,
yeah,
though?
yeah.
I mean, I
No, no,
feel
no.
like for me, like you could be with someone younger, like at our age, but like, and just be attracted to someone. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I want depth in a relationship, I think.
Yes.
And I think
Yes.
that if I can't, we'll be friends and, I mean, and have a conversation.
You want to talk to somebody?
Right.
Yeah.
Me, of all people. But no, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you want them to listen too.
yeah. I just can't
Yeah.
imagine being with someone who we didn't have things in common. Like,
Yeah, well, I don't think that's a priority for everybody. I really don't.
well, true. That some people just,
It's not a value for everyone. Some
Having
people
a
just
good
want
time.
companionship. That's it.
yeah. So I guess it doesn't matter. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I really do think that it can just be companionship, and it's a transactional relationship. You give me what I want. I give you what
maybe
you
and
want.
maybe that's what that Bill Belichick and that
yeah.
girl, I mean,
and
she's,
look, there's no problem with
There's
that.
no problem.
If that works for the two people involved,
I agree.
Go
I
for
agree.
it.
Go for it.
go for
But
it.
I just feel like with these men, well, and I
Oh.
guess women do it too.
I'm gonna have to pick those up.
That's okay. That's okay. What do I always say? Whoops, Daisy, you know? But look,
you didn't
things,
see that.
things happen. But like, I just think like these men or whatever, there's so much to, maybe it goes back to that power. You've got all this money and you think the world is your oyster.
Yeah.
And then you're making these decisions based on whether it's ego or, sexual satisfaction or whatever, without thinking of your pocketbook and the life that you've already built for yourself, and how just one little bad decision like that's going to destroy everything you've worked so hard for. You may never get another job again for some of these choices he's making, right? And so
well, you can
does
be
it-
an insecure man at any age.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, if that's driving some
Yeah.
of these, when you hear stories like a Shannon Sharp.
Yes.
Is that, you might dress a certain way because you've got the money and you're around
Yeah.
these people because you've got the money and you are successful, as an entertainer and a
Yeah.
former athlete and all of that, but never have
true confidence.
Yeah.
Your confidence is built off of fake stuff.
Right, and then
It's-
so now you're having your ego
Yeah.
stroked, and now
Yeah.
because of that, you've gotten lost somewhere up here, and everything that you've excelled in and did so well is going to get destroyed because of a bad decision.
Yeah.
It's so
and some
sad.
people aren't able to ever feel that success and that and have that true confidence. Going back to my behavioral health background, if you have your childhood stuff, and I know that Shannon Sharp grew up without a lot of money, and I don't know how that might have impacted his own sense of self-esteem, but if you never really dealt with any kind of insecurities, you may try to build yourself up with women and other material things.
But what about a 30-year-old woman or a 40-year-old woman or a 50-year-old woman that's beautiful and successful? Because there's tons of those women out there.
Yes.
Again, maybe it goes back to being able
Dating
to control.
who? Who are dating?
I'm just
who?
saying he could date so many.
Oh.
There's so many.
Well, he did. Didn't he say something about the older women getting upset about him dating younger women? Basically, he didn't have nothing for older women.
Yeah, he made some comments.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
Well, guess what? If you would have been with an older woman, you might not be in the situation you're in.
I
And
think
I don't mean
yeah.
old. I'm just saying like more your age, or shoot,
Yeah.
even 35 for
Yeah,
crying out
Monique
loud.
was on his show
Monique,
telling.
she was like, girl, you need to go.
She didn't say girl.
No, she was like, we didn't call him girl, but like, you need to go home and let somebody cook for you and take care of you and go home. Like, what is this?
He's not
He
about
didn't want
that
it.
life.
He didn't want that.
No.
Well, guess what? I mean, I'm just saying.
Consequences and repercussions.
Right, and maybe it does come. Maybe he's
Yeah.
just not. He just doesn't have the confidence.
Yeah.
It's sad though.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yes. It is
I'm
sad.
kind of sad for him. I mean, I've always liked listening to him. I just was sad for him because I'm like,
Because he was at the pinnacle. He was doing really, really well.
Really
he'd
well.
already had his career in sports, but he just blew up on social media.
yeah,
And then
well liked,
yeah.
respected, I think.
Mhm.
And then the thing in the fall, people were like, I think they let that slide.
Yeah.
And then now this,
Yeah.
and they were just like, no, you got to go. And can he recover? I mean, he could probably recover at some,
Yeah.
but is he ever going to be back on TV?
Yeah.
He might. But sometimes with some of these things that are happening, when related to like sex and all that
Yeah.
stuff, they don't recover.
Yeah, you said that softly.
I know. Like nobody's
I
listening.
think they can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me? I don't know. I know. Like I said it. Jeez. Yeah, right? That's funny. That's funny.
XEX.
I know. Yeah. Oh, I got to spell it. Yeah. How am I going to whisper that? That's funny. I don't know. I mean, look, I think at the end of the day, isn't it just
I think people should do what they want.
exactly.
I really do. I think you should do what you want to do. However, there are consequences sometimes for that. So if you're going to date younger, then hopefully
And maybe OnlyFans people too.
Yeah. So yeah.
I mean,
Maybe you want to date someone who has similar values and purpose in their life.
Yep,
And, and goals.
maybe
and
build a
ambitions.
friendship, maybe
Build-
trust.
yes.
Trust, because
Mhm.
someone sharing recordings is not necessarily trustful, right?
Yeah. It's not.
Things like that, and really
If that's important to you, trust may not be important to everybody.
you know what, it might not. I mean, in this particular case, it probably wasn't. I mean, she's an OnlyFans girl, but I guess they want love too. But
Yes, everybody wants love.
But I don't know. I don't know. But do you when you think of like the Shannon Sharp thing,
Mm-hmm.
does your nose kind of go up more to that, or the Bill Belichick and Jordan? They seem like they have a real relationship, where the other one was more like probably a hookup, right? Versus a real relationship. I mean, do you look at one differently than the other?
I actually do.
Okay.
Because they seem, irregardless, Bill Belichick,
Mhm.
irregardless of her background and whatever, they seem content with each other.
They do.
They do have a real relationship. So if it's good for you,
Mm-hmm.
who cares what anybody else thinks about that? So
No.
I say go for it. I don't care.
No, I agree. I mean, and love is complicated, and
It is.
you want to love your daddy. Well, in her case, there's that podcast. There's that podcast. Or actually, in that case, love your granddaddy. I mean, she says like
It would be like love your granddad.
love your granddaddy, right? Because it's like that's like my dad's age. I just can't. I just can't. It's just hard. It's just hard for me to just,
Yeah.
And I'm like old compared to her, right?
Yeah.
I could be her mother.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do it. Ooh.
People have daddy issues
Oh yeah.
or
Yeah.
granddaddy issues, as you would
Granddaddy issues. She's dating her granddaddy.
I mean, you just don't.
But granddaddy's loaded though, man. He's
Look.
got money.
And there's no accounting for taste. I always say that. You see two people look like they shouldn't be together. There's no accounting for taste. You don't know what somebody else likes. And sometimes people don't, they like what
But I
you
don't
think they
know.
wouldn't like.
Well, and don't you think too, sometimes you just meet people and
Mm-hmm.
you don't even know, and it just happens, and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I'm in love. Wow,
Yeah.
where did that come from?
How old are you?
Yeah, how old? Exactly. And you wake up one day and you're just like this person that you never, I mean, you might have known them, but
Yeah.
you didn't know that they could have such an impact on your life. And
Yes.
you're not thinking about age. You're
Yeah.
thinking about them and
Mhm.
what they bring to your life and what you bring to their life. You're not thinking about that other
Because
stuff.
age really is just a number. It is just a number.
It is.
It's all the other kind of societal.
Yeah, but I think about,
norms that are
right,
placed
someone
on it.
like his age, Bill Belichick, at
Mhm.
73, I believe it is,
Yeah.
and she is 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
What in God's name do they have to talk about? Like, I mean, I guess he could
I
be
don't
like
know.
a
Maybe she's a
granddad.
great sports fan. Why is that
I don't even know that she knew who he was.
You don't know.
No. I know he signed her little book, like one of her college books.
She might have been a huge Patriots fan.
I don't know. I guess. But like, what do you like when you think about the day to day? What do you talk about? Like, what do I talk? I mean, he's still working. It's not like he's
Mhm.
retired, but I think about like maybe the average. My father, like he's sitting there watching the news all day. What am I going to talk about?
Well, see, yeah, because they can travel and
do all the things. So it's
do
a
all the
different
things.
life, I
Different
guess.
lifestyle.
Yeah. And I mean, you think about it, he's the football coach at UNC. And I
Mhm.
mean, those guys are like around her age. She's probably loving it. Those guys are probably thinking she's so hot. She is beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, she's going home with him. I'm being ugly. That's being ugly. No, but honest to God, no. If
she likes him.
I know. But he has a lot of money, so she gets to do all the things.
Yeah.
I'm sure has learned to like him or love him, maybe. I don't know. God bless her.
Yes.
I mean, like, look, age is nothing but a number, but that extreme of an age gap, I mean, that's like almost 50 years.
But love is love.
Love is love. Love is love. Look, you're dying over there.
You can't help who you love.
No.
And sometimes you just fall in love and you can't help who you love.
No, and like, in my life, no matter what, I don't want anybody to tell me who I can love.
That's right.
Who I shouldn't love. So I need to be nice.
Right. Be nice. Grace.
Grace, our word. No. Honestly, I mean, look, if they're happy, I'm happy for them. Honestly, in all fairness, but it's just
not a choice for you.
It's just really hard, and I'm closer to his age than she is. So it's just very difficult for me to wrap my head around it. That's all. And man, who knows? He probably wouldn't like me.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't.
I'm too old.
We could be sitting here having the same conversation.
Yeah, talking about you are so old. She's too old. But
that's why you should do what you want.
Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do.
Yep, you want to go get you a young chicken tender? Go get you one.
But what did you say? What did you say our group was called again?
We are Thundercats.
That sounds better than a cougar. Thundercat.
Yeah,
I like
powerful.
That. Thundercat. Okay.
And there's like a cartoon or something.
She like a vixen. It sounds like almost kind of like a vixen.
Yeah.
Like Thundercat.
I'm gonna get you a T-shirt, Shannon.
Thundercat. I want to be your Thundercat. That is hilarious. Oh my God.
If you were to wear that out in public, you'd get you some younger men.
I want to be a Thundercat. Or just Thundercat. And people would be like, what is a Thundercat?
Yeah, if they're on social media, they would know.
Really? Well, I'm on social media. I didn't know.
Well, you're in the wrong channels.
Clearly.
You come on over to my world.
I was going to say, that is so crazy.
But I'm not like looking up that stuff.
Only for the show.
Right.
Yeah, but like I would rather be called a Thundercat than a Auntie Cougar.
Auntie Cougar. Is it Auntie Cougar?
Or Cougar Auntie?
Cougar Auntie.
I don't like that.
I don't know. I don't think people just make this stuff up.
Cougar Auntie? No. I don't know. Like you're right. Let's just go out there and live our best life and do what we got to do.
Yes. Have fun.
Have fun. Well, this was fun.
It was fun.
And no disrespect to Bill Belichick or Shannon Sharp.
He's coming for you.
Or the little 19-year-old OnlyFans girl, and then of course the Jordan girl. She's really beautiful though. I mean, she's a pretty girl. Hey, wish them well. Maybe I bet she has a baby. That would be a wise thing to do.
She's young.
That would be
wise. Are you coaching her?
Coaching her. Have that baby, girl.
Take notes.
Have that baby. No.
Have two.
Maybe even three. I'd do twins. Yeah. No. That's terrible. No, I mean, look, at the end of the day, you're right. Do you people. Do you. Just do you. Yeah. Well, that was a fun conversation.
That was fun.
What are we talking about next time, Kim?
We are, we're going to take it kind of serious.
Okay.
We're going to take it serious. May is Mental Health Month.
Yep, and that's very passionate to you. Yep.
And I worked in behavioral health for 20 plus years. I am passionate about it. We're going to talk about shame.
Ooh.
And we're going to talk about how shame.
Look what we just talked about.
Yes.
I mean, people could feel shame about being with someone older, man or woman.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my God, they're going to meet my family. They think they're old, especially if you look old.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. You can have shame about all sorts of things.
God, that's a tough
But
thing.
the impact that has on depression and anxiety.
Oh, it probably creates so much, right? Oh, geez. We probably all have a little bit of shame.
Everybody has shame.
I can't wait for that because you're going to drive that conversation since that's your passion.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yay. Well, thank you for joining us today. This was fun. Hopefully we didn't offend anybody.
Hopefully not.
But it's just all in fun. And, at the end of the day, do what you got to do. Look, I love my younger man. So look.
Yes, you do.
But anyway.
He's probably watching.
He might be. I don't know. But look, I'm all.
You're blushing. You're blushing.
No. But no, in all seriousness, thank you so much for joining us and for your support. We look forward to seeing you next time.